Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I will be talking about the prices of things. I've done this before, but this is the best way to spend your money on it and the prices, and I've learned more over the time. Check out the other video if you need to know more stuff. It's called Prices of Equipment. It's still on my channel. That's it for likes today. Let's make sure you subscribe. Comment down below for suggestions, like always. And before I go real quick, just for fun, tell me if you have a morph spotted gecko, and if you do have one, what type of morph. I'm just curious. It's just a fun way to interact with you guys, and I'll make sure I reply for you. So don't think about it. Make sure you do it. Okay, so let's start off with the baby geckos, baby spotted leopard geckos. I would definitely give them a 10 to 15 gallon tank. Just make sure it's a basic tank, because you don't want to go all out, because if you do, it won't turn out very well, because you'll spend so much money on the baby tank, and then when they start to grow up, you're going to have to, you can't really use as much as that same equipment, because they might not like it. It might be broken now, or it's just too small for the other enclosure, and it doesn't go well with it. I'm just going to quickly put this out. I would definitely go with 15 gallons if they're starting to grow up, and if they need medical treatment, do not comment down below for any help, because I'm not a veterinarian, of course. And I'm just gonna, I know one thing, they need a good tank with substrate, as not loose substrate. It's just gotta be a kitchen paper for the floor, because I've just got lots of suggestions of it from YouTubers to websites. Lots of suggestions. I'm not so sure why. Next video, I'll tell you why. I'll do some research over a week, and I'll find out why for you guys. Okay, moving on to the adult geckos. Definitely a 20 gallon tank. I saw someone have a 50 gallon tank for housing 2 female geckos together, which I do not suggest. So you should have a 20 gallon tank for an adult, or 25. It depends really how big it is. If it's quite a large domain one, definitely have a bigger one for it. And that's the best suggestion, because you might need more space for it, and if you want to add more decorations, I definitely should suggest that. I just need to say something real quick. After I suggest for the two, like the baby one and the adult one, I'll tell the prices. So I saw a decent price for a 10 gallon tank for only £27, and it's on Amazon. So if you want to look at that, it's Repto Nanoglass, I think that's called. Looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, so I would definitely say that is quite a good one. So around £20 to £30 for 10 gallon tanks. And for 20 gallon tank, it is only £30 to £35, around that region. Okay, moving on to substrate. Like I said at the start, my medical treatment will not be included later on in the video, because I've talked about it already. So baby geckos can have the same. Depends the size really. If they're still quite young, you probably want to start off with those like decent priced green carpet things, or brown carpet, whatever you want to, what colour you want, because they're quite useful, and then you can start to upgrade when they get older to more of a loose substrate, Earth Mix Arid. It's quite a good suggestion. Earth Mix Pro, all of that kind of stuff, because that's quite good for the older geckos. But if they're still like really really young and they're just a juvenile, let them grow up a bit. And adult geckos can have the same. They, since they're older, they can have pretty much any. You can stick with the carpet if you decide that. But I'm just going to say now, in total, it's way easier for Earthmix Arid and loose substrates, because with the carpet, every single time it poos, you have to wash it carefully and clean it and pick up all the poo, and the calci will get all over the carpet. But with the Earthmix Pro and Earthmix Arid, it's fine. You can just scoop it up with a poo scooper and it's done already. That's all you really have to do. But my advice is every year just do a big clean out, and it's already done. If you just once a year clean all the substrate out and clean the tank, you'll probably have to clean the tank a bit more than a year if it poos a bit all over the place and it hasn't been taught to poo in one place. Quickly, Earthmix Arid is properly used for the bioactive tanks, so this is probably the best choice for bioactive tanks since there are volcanic rocks in there, which sounds pretty cool. Earthmix Arid is £10 to £15, by the way, just to let you know on that. Just make sure you keep chart in a notebook or on paper and then add it all up one by one for each equipment. So in total, you know how much you have to spend and how much you have to save up. Anyways, moving on, just going to quickly tell you about coconut fibre. Very good for their shedding. Best to have, that's why you should have 3 hides, warm side, cold side, and the shedding hide. Should best have it as a gecko cave so it doesn't get all mixed up with your substrate, because it's just a good surface for it and it's easy to clean out. Make sure you keep it moist, so every day I would check up on that just to make sure it's nice and moist if they're in their shedding season or not. So that would actually be £6 to £8 of coconut fibre, not like the weight, but how much price that would be. And that's the cocoa brick, so not the powder coming in a bag. I mean the cocoa bricks for it. So I'm going to move on to the hides now. The food will come after the hides, so skip ahead if you want the food. But the hides are still quite important. So I'm just going to list what you will need for your hides. Said this just before, but you need a hot hide, which I would definitely suggest a log hide so they get more warmth. And shedding hide would be gecko cave with moist coconut fibre. And the cold side, you don't need any substrate in there, no loose substrate. You just need a gecko cave as well because it keeps them nice and cold. Sometimes they like to sit on top of the cave, so that might suggest it's a bit too warm in the gecko cave. So maybe check if it's too close to the heat pack or heat mat. So a small gecko cave will actually be £6. Medium will be £13 and large is £24. That's what I found on the website. I'll tell you the website at the end. I'll quickly show you the time where I'll tell you the website. There you go. That's the time, and let's move on to the next thing. So in general, for the food, you would want to have the normal day-to-day food, which would be mealworms, not large because they're really unhealthy. They're more unhealthy than waxworms, but the plus side is that they don't pupate, but still do not suggest that. So the mealworms should be medium to small, depends the size. Best to feed them, I've told people about this before. It's best to feed them the size between one eye to the other. So if you want to feed it a mealworm, it has to be the same length as that from one eye to the other. The same with crickets. Crickets and mealworms are the best suggestion for main meal for their normal food, with, of course, calcium. I found out that isn't pure calcium thanks to one of my subscribers. So not pure calcium, just normal calcium. I'll update you next video on what type of calcium and what the price is. But the calcium, you have to coat it in, just get a bag, put the crickets in, just shake it about with the calcium in the bag. And you could hand feed it, not with literally your hands or fingers. Best to use tweezers because they'll bite your fingers a bit and they might accidentally catch your fingers. So I would definitely suggest utensils for them. Metal or wood, not a big deal. As long as it's not sharp, it's fine. But for treats, you can give them waxworms because they're quite fat, but I would definitely suggest keep them in a fridge store or in a cold place, not freezing cold because they'll just freeze. And but that helps with them pupating, so they won't pupate as much. But I've heard online that geckos can eat moths because that's what waxworms turn into, moths. They pupate into moths, which sounds pretty cool. And I heard that geckos still eat moths, but I don't know. Don't risk it. If I was you, if you find really good research on it and lots of people suggest it, then sure, go ahead, try it out. But don't just keep on feeding it that because they're still not the right food source for them, I think. So mealworms, I found out is £10 to £20 around that. If you find more, if you find them more expensive, don't go crazy about it. It's just what I found out, and it is hard making these videos because I'm gonna have to make a part 2 because this is too long. So so they're £10 to £20 I found out. Waxworms are £5 to £15, quite a big gap, but like I said just a second ago, it's what I found out myself. If you completely disagree with what I've said, I don't really mind. You can just comment down below. I'd rather you guys disagree with me than just follow everything I say, because if I say something wrong, it could turn out to be something bad, and I don't want that to happen to you guys. Oh god, that sounded cheesy. Sorry about that. It was cheesy as. And then crickets are around the same price as the mealworms, but a bit more, I'd say around £10, 10, 13, £12. I'm not so sure, but around that place. Okay, I'm going to have to end this video here. I'm sorry it sounded a bit moody at the end. I'm just so tired right now. So make sure you like and subscribe. Remember, it's hit 4 likes. Keep on liking these videos, guys. I've realised my viewers have gone down in threes until... No, they did go down in threes last time as well. It's weird because my viewers are just going down and down in threes each video. I bet next video I'll be down to 6 viewers, or this video I'll be down to 6. I just can't kind of annoying. So make sure you keep watching my videos, because my first video got 99 views, and then it went down to 15. Went up, went down, went up, went down, and now it's just going straight down. So please watch my videos, guys. Sounding needy, because I am. Please give me tips. I'm begging you, because it seems like I'm doing something wrong, and it's just bad. So please give me tips. Anyways, I'll stop ranting on and I'm being really, really needy and cheesy. And yeah, I'll see you next Sunday.